Hello everyone, it is that time of the week again. Today is the news for Friday, March 27th, 2020. So much crazy stuff happening in the world. Haven't been outdoors for a couple of days as well. I'm guessing lots of you haven't either. Lots of wild stuff though. I'm going to have a little bit different format this week. I made all the show notes myself for the things that I'm the most interested in and want to talk about, and I'll be editing this video myself. So if it's not the usual quality, that's why, but it's going to be the content. It's exactly what I'm interested in, and we'll go from there. So anyhow, a $6 trillion US bailout has been announced for the US government for this coronavirus mess. I think this is kind of another example of like the cure being worse than the actual problem. Like, yeah, the coronavirus is bad. Yeah, people are going to die from it. Yeah, it's a problem. But the reaction to the problem has been way worse. More people are going to probably die from the destruction of the worldwide economy by shutting everything down, by shutting down the worldwide air travel, by telling everybody not to go to work, and just by giving free money to everybody out there. Pieces of paper money, that's not wealth, right? What real wealth is are the phones and the computers and the microphones and the t-shirts and the things that people actually use. It's not the pieces of paper. So if everybody stops producing the phones and the cars and the houses and the food and the computers that people need and want and use, the entire world is going to be poorer as a result. And it's not just phones and computers and this and that, it's the medical care equipment too, right? Like that's all real stuff that real people have to produce, right? And so we're seeing the entire world just go crazy in what I think is an overreaction to, a really bad flu. I'm sure there's going to be lots of people that disagree with me on this, but if you are really worried about being, sick from the coronavirus, if you are scared of this, then you should self-isolate. You should stay at home, but you shouldn't force everybody else to do that. So that's my take on it. Right or wrong, that's how I see it, and I'm open to being convinced otherwise, but if you look at it, I think the reaction is far worse than the actual disease itself, especially with all the giant bailouts that are now having to happen. And they're literally destroying the world's economy here. It feels like something out of a science fiction novel, but it's real and it's happening. And it's really disappointing to see all this happening. So speaking of attacks on the world economy, just yesterday I got a whole bunch of notifications from Google that a government is trying to attack Bitcoin.com. And so this isn't the first time that that's happened. I've gotten these notifications plenty of times, but there were a bunch more yesterday, so it's happening again. So let's think about exactly what that is. So some government somewhere in the world is collecting money in the form of taxes or just printing more money out of their printing press. And then they're using that money to attack Bitcoin.com. But they're not just using it to attack my business and Bitcoin.com. They're using it to attack everybody. If you think about it, government, it's from a strictly economic standpoint, government is a parasite on the free market, right? So the free market is the only thing that produces any wealth, and then government siphons off part of that and then reallocates it for other things. So from a strictly economic standpoint, I'm not talking about the moral aspect. I can make all those arguments in another video, but from a strictly economic standpoint, the government is a parasitic attack on the market. Just like a tick is an attack on whatever it's sucking its blood from. The government sucks its blood in the form of taxes and inflation and manipulating resources from the economy to do its own bidding, just like any other parasite in the biological world. So, so speaking of parasites, they're trying to convince people that there's nothing to worry about. Everything's just fine. They're literally putting out propaganda videos telling people, oh, leave your money in the bank. It's just fine. There's not going to be a bank run. And if they're having to put out videos like that, it's probably the right time to take some money out of the bank. And I don't recommend just taking pieces of paper, though. Then go and convert those pieces of paper into some sort of actual asset. So whether it's gold, silver, or a digital currency that works as a currency, I think that's a smart thing. So I talked about it previously, but in Japan, I saw a long time ago, right now, 1 Japanese yen is worth less than 1 penny in the US, and the 1 yen coins are these little tiny, maybe they're aluminum or like aluminum foil covered plastic, and they're really cheap and chintzy things. But back before World War II, they had 1 yen coins that were 1 ounce of silver, so it was an entire ounce of silver. And they also had 1 yen paper notes, just like a $1 bill, but it was a 1 yen note. And so a bunch of people during the war made the mistake of saving the 1 yen paper notes. And those people at the end of the war had nothing. Their entire value was wiped out. But the people that saved the 1 yen, 1 ounce silver coins still had all their money. And so I think that's really good advice in the world that we're living in today. Don't save giant stacks of paper necessarily. And maybe it's okay to have some of that around, but make sure you buy some sort of actual hard asset that's going to have value at the end of this crazy, wild, money printing rampage that the United States federal government is on. And it won't just be the United States government, it's going to be governments all around the world. They all inflate together because they love it, right? If you had a magic money printing machine in your basement, you could print as much money as you wanted at any time and not go to jail for it. You'd be excited to do that too. But if you or I do that, we go to jail. But when the government does it, they call it fancy things like economic stimulus or emergency aid package or whatever they're calling the latest one. So really, really disappointing to see that happen. So on to more directly crypto, free market, crypto cash news. Vin Armani, another just absolute superstar in the space, who's been in the cryptocurrency world for a long time, big giant Bitcoin Cash fan, has released a JavaScript library that makes it super easy to send encrypted data, so a text file, whatever, to any Bitcoin Cash address. So now if you have a file that you want to send to somebody, but you want to make sure that the government can't attack your file transfer and spy on what you're doing like they're trying to do with everything. Now, thanks to Vin Armani's JavaScript library, you can do that very easily. All you need to know is that person's Bitcoin Cash address. Now you can send them files. And the only person in the world that can decrypt it is the person that has the private key that's associated with that Bitcoin Cash address. So I think that's a really, really cool thing. Maybe we'll see people using that for all sorts of interesting things. Maybe we'll build in an encrypted chat app out of this where people can chat with other Bitcoin Cash address holders without even knowing the real world identity of that person. I can think of all sorts of interesting ways where people could use this sort of tool. So great work, Vin, on that, and all sorts of other amazing things that Vin has been doing. And if you haven't seen his YouTube channel, go and subscribe to that. I'll put a link to it down in the notes below because he's a really amazing guy. Another fun piece of the worldwide peer-to-peer electronic cash platform that's being built, or has now been released, is Electron Cash with Cash Shovel for additional privacy. It now has Tor built directly into the Electron Cash wallet. If you don't have it yet, go on over to electroncash.org and you can get it. It's a fantastic wallet. I'm running it right here on the computer that I'm recording this video from. Cash Shuffle and soon to be Cash Fusion is a really amazing privacy tool. I'm even more excited about Cash Fusion. Once we have that Bitcoin Cash, we'll have privacy in the same sort of ballpark as a Monero. And so we've already seen a number of darknet markets adopting Bitcoin Cash because it has super fast, cheap, reliable transactions and private transactions thanks to Cash Fusion and Cash Shuffle. And a special shout out to Yonald Football and all the other guys over there working on Cash Fusion and Electron Cash. It's really great. Another fun way we're seeing peer-to-peer cash adoption happening. Jake, another friend of mine, Jake, brought to my attention a website called Blockchain.poker. If you haven't checked out Blockchain.poker yet, check it out. It supports 3 different flavors of Bitcoin, right? The 3 most popular ones. Actually, Bitcoin Cash is by far and away the most popular one for people to play poker on there. So there's tournaments going, there's sit and go cash games, and I'm not a giant poker aficionado. I actually haven't played much poker at all in my entire life, so I'm not very good at it. But it was really amazing to see hundreds and hundreds of people over there playing Bitcoin Cash poker games at any time, day or night. If you need a break from the the Corona News Network, CNN, just trying to scare you that the world is coming to an end because of the disease rather than because of the reaction of people to the disease. Go on ahead and over to blockchain.poker. They didn't pay me anything to do that. I just thought it was a really, really interesting website. Seeing adoption of people happening with that around the world. They can cash in and out with buy.bitcoin.com or local.bitcoin.com or anywhere else out there that they want to. And so that's the exciting stuff that I think happened this week. I'm going to try and make some more additional videos. Some of them I think I'll post maybe on my personal YouTube channel because it's not directly related to Bitcoin.com. But it is interesting to people that are in the cryptocurrency space. I think, and I don't have a hard no yet, but I think Charlie Lee's refusing to have the talk with me about the Lightning Network failing to get 1,000 merchants around the world. They're trying to claim that there's a whole bunch of them that are secret, and so that Charlie actually did win the bet. But these Lightning Network core guys are the ones that are always saying, don't trust, verify. And now when it comes to the number of Lightning accepting merchants around the world, they're saying, oh, just trust us. You can't verify how many merchants there are, but you have to trust us that there's more than 1,000. Well, I don't buy into that. So Charlie, I'd love to have that video chat with you. I'm sure lots of people would love to watch it. So let's do that. I'll send you another email to see if you're available to do that, and we'll make it happen. And I have some more other fun videos and tutorials too. Check out mint.bitcoin.com. If you haven't tried mint.bitcoin.com, it's really, really getting better and better every week. We're getting close to having it be able to sync directly with your bitcoin.com wallet. And also, how could I forget? Free money in this video, right? I'll put it up on the screen right now. What you're seeing there, I made with gifts.bitcoin.com. You can cut these up with a pair of scissors and then hand them out to people if you are allowed to see anybody in person with the coronavirus stuff. And I wonder if YouTube, I've been seeing, other channels, if they even say the word coronavirus, they put this stupid banner ad thing at the bottom that you can hardly not click on when you're there. And then I think they suppress some of the videos maybe in the algorithm that show what the videos are. Anyhow, check out gifts.bitcoin.com. You can make gifts that you can give to anybody in the form of a paper wallet. You can then take a screenshot and send it to them by email or text message. You can literally send Bitcoin Cash to anybody that doesn't have any and has never used it ever before in their life. And then if they don't claim the money can bounce back to you automatically. So it's a really, really cool way to spread Bitcoin Cash adoption. And I'm really excited to build that sort of feature directly into the Bitcoin.com wallet. So right now you can just receive the money with the Bitcoin.com wallet. We want to make it so you can send the money directly to email addresses, Telegram, WhatsApp, even text message on the phone, like anything and everything. So check out gifts.bitcoin.com. That's a really big deal, and I'll make a tutorial video about that shortly as well. So anyhow, if you like all these messages, spreading more peer-to-peer electronic cash and the economic freedom it brings to the world, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell. I say it every week because it's actually important. I need your help to get the word out because I can't do everything myself. So I need help from the people that are watching this to help spread the video. So please do that. And if you're bored and you need something to do while you're at home, head on over to cashgames.bitcoin.com. We have all sorts of games with instant deposits, instant withdrawals. If you win, you can withdraw instantly and have at it, then send your coins back through your cash shuffle or coin shuffle. If you lose, that means the house won, but that means we're going to go and spend that money to build more tools and spread the message of bringing more economic freedom to the entire world through peer-to-peer electronic cash systems, because Bitcoin Cash and digital currencies are too free to fail. Anyhow, thank you all. See you next week. And I appreciate your support and your involvement in the space. See ya.